you had mentioned France and what they did. They just never went away. They always stayed within it. They
Yep.
had some very good timely buckets. Yabusele, like I think he could really play in the NBA now today. You think about a versatile forward that can play, handle the ball, get to the basket, and a couple dribbles. He can stretch the floor as well. A big body, so can guard bigger people. Does have some limitations on the perimeter as far as defensively, but he could definitely fit into a roster that has perimeter stars or a perimeter star and perimeter centric offenses. He can be a very good play initiator, dribble handoffs, getting down to the basket, screener, roller popper. He could do a lot of those things. So I wanted to shout him out. I believe he was drafted in 2016, I saw, and he just hasn't really been able to stick with the team in the league. I think he's 28 now. They mentioned him during the game saying he had pretty much been trying to reach out to teams, and he said he was pretty much done with reaching out to teams. If they reach out to him, he'll take the call. And I think after this tournament and this performance he put on, I mean, he dunked on one of the greatest players of all time in LeBron. Like, if you don't get people's attention off that, then I don't think people are really watching. So I think he did a really great job. You mentioned Wembanyama, obviously. Like, Wemby is gonna just continue to get better. You think about him having a veteran and Chris Paul, who has also been an Olympic decorate another decorated Olympian. Just the experience he's going to soak in from him, and I think he's just getting that confidence. Like, you saw how much that really mattered to him. He was crying towards the end of the game. I saw a quote of him saying it's going
Yep.
to get
I saw
scary
that.
for the NBA and FIBA and the Olympics. And he they asked like which one? He said everyone. So he's motivated. He really has that determination factor to get better and reach his full potential because he's not close to what he can be, and it's crazy how great he already is. Like, he's stretching the floor, hitting his threes. I think he held up fair physically against those three,
Yeah,
juggernauts,
he
those
actually
three
did.
those three bigs, and B with his big body, Anthony Davis, his athleticism and length, and then Bam is just a tank himself. So I think he did really well. And he started off the game with some efficient post moves, like really working drop steps, turnarounds, kind of shaking the defender to just get enough space to reach around. He's finishing above the rim as we expected. Um, just his ability. There was one putback he had where it was in the cylinder. So I know FIBA rules, if it's on the rim, you can do whatever,
You
but it
can
was
do
in the
that in
cylinder.
FIBA.
But he was able to just jump back up off a second jump and dunk it right back in. So he's going to be dominating in every facet of the game, offensively, rim protection, rebounding. I think he can work on his handle being tighter, but I mean, he's a 7'6" guy, so you're not really expecting too much. But I just continue to be impressed by him every time I watch him play. And then just the role players they surrounded them with Evan Fournier and then Cornier with his defensive intensity, and the guard that came in the game late. I cannot remember his name, but he was hitting timely buckets down the stretch. These were some real tests that the USA faced, and just credit to what they have developed into as a team. Like you mentioned, these teams have been prepping for years for this Olympics. This team for USA has only been together for like 3 weeks. So I think that just
Five
speaks
weeks, I think, total.
yeah, I think that just speaks volumes to the professionalism and everything, and what they're able to do. So I'm just happy we got to watch this basketball high level. Like, they talk about EuroLeague and comparing it to the NBA. I think we got the best of both worlds because most of these other countries' best players are in the NBA and have key intricate roles on a lot of teams.
Yep.
Think about Wimby, of course, Gobert and the Wolves. You think about Dennis Schroeder, what he's produced for a lot of NBA teams. Franz Wagner, one of the best up and coming stars. Shea Gilgeous, MVP conversation. Dylan Brooks has made waves in the NBA, and Jamal Murray, NBA champion. Jokic, like Giannis, like he didn't even really have a great team around him. He got them to the
Mm-hmm.
tournament knockout
Yeah.
round. So I think this was really great high level basketball we saw, and I'm just glad we got to witness it. I think this was a big year for basketball, for the NBA specifically.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's always great when it's on a world stage like the Olympics. I think the Olympics just kind of came at a perfect time with all these different basketball stars that
Yeah.
represent their country, and they've done it at a very high level. I think all
And
of
it's only gonna
these
get better too.
teams, yeah, it's only going to get better. I mean, you see how many players that France has put in the NBA just this past year alone. So it's just going to
Yeah.
keep getting better.